Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking.
Boy, it's been a while. I got Steve. Say hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Thank you. You finally did it.
I finally did it.
Hi, Steve. But, we ran Tri-State. And then we got rained out at Tri-State. And then we're going to get rained out tomorrow at Bloomington.
Not yet.
Oh, it's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
I was trying to have that last grip of...
No. No. Kevin said that my percentage was even...
well.
But a lot of those guys, like, from what I understand, a lot of them are busy, so they're not.
Yeah.
But, how was your World of Outlaws night experience, Steve?
It was fun. It's a fun race. Fun track. It was,
Oh, it's always a fun track.
It's always a fun track.
You've ran there 100 times.
Yeah, it's always a fun track. It was, I don't know. Running top's fun. That's what I found out. Running top's real fun. Especially Tri-State.
I know everybody's interested because, like, we had our shakedown at, like, the first race at Brownstown, then we went for the non-points race with the Outlaws at Tri-State. And everybody, like, wants to know, like, what you think about your new car. Like, what you think about the changes we made.
It's comfortable.
Like,
it's comfortable, it's drivable. You can be way off. You can be way off, and I'm still drivable. You know what I mean?
There's more
adjustability in the car.
There's driver input,
and it adapts quickly,
like
positively.
I like to call it the sweet spot. It's bigger.
That's way bigger.
It's way bigger. So I can make more mistakes or try crazier things.
And then I can make more mistakes and still be able to drive it.
Yeah, and the car goes straight. So we're rocking a different hat. Shout out to Brad. I don't have the shock with me, but he had me. He asked me to do something because I needed a little help on the right rear shock or double adjustable, and I am not a shock builder. And I had to send it off to him, and he got it turned around. It was at Tri-State, I think, or was gonna be, and CJ had it, and that pass off didn't happen because we got rained out. It's just raining. It's lots of rain. But what we're gonna do, I've had some requests, and I've spoken to some people. They kind of want to know setup stuff. So I'm just gonna go over some baseline things, talk about some stuff, and touch on a few things, and that might help you guys out. And if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If you already know it, oh well. But the main thing is, want to make guys more stable, drivable, understand what they're trying to do to their car. Because there's little things you can do to these race cars, whether it's going to wing or non-wing, whatever, to tighten them up, make sure they're straight, make sure they drive straight, and they're responsive. So let's go over some stuff. All right, cool. So I helped some guys at the track and away from the track, looking at something that's commonly overlooked, but a huge piece to the whole puzzle of this race car, and that's your Jacobs ladder. Your Jacobs ladder needs to be free, somewhat free, but it needs to be straight. See how straight that is? If those straps get bent in any way possible, if there's any bind, any sort of bind, like I think, honestly, it's got some move, I could back those bolts out a little bit more so it's a little bit freer on the paddle to the straps. But if it binds in any way, it will make this car so unpredictable on the right rear, it's unreal. Like, it'll want to spin out on you going in, and then all of a sudden push at the wall, or vice versa. There's no real if, and, or but about it. But if these straps are bent in any way, or the paddle, or any binding, and any of that, you're gonna have a bad day. So through the week, before race day, even on wash day, I'm always checking for binds, checking for twists, checking for twists on those heims down there, on the flag bolts coming from the rear arms, because you want that to move freely. Alright, here at the front of the car, I really attribute this to Brandon Maddox after I was helping him, and we were at Lincoln Park, and the car got real snappy loose. But there was a crew chief mistake on a left rear spacing that made it worse. But this is something super simple that a lot of guys can put into their repertoire, is when the track slicks off, raise your front end. You want to be looking at your panhard bar height and where it's at. Is it level with the axle? So on and so forth. So if we need more rear grip or the track's starting to slick off, I'll put a half round to a round in each across the front, just to get the front end of the car up to transfer weight to the back. I think that translates to 2 to 4 rounds if you're running a coilover setup. But that just transfers weight from front to back. You can also, early in the night, play with like cross weight. Like if you're trying to get more weight on the left rear, like put a round in here, a round in there, round out, and a round out. And the right rear. What that does is that should keep your ride heights neutral. I always check my ride heights and write them down, so I know where the car is at after blocking. And you want to do that fully loaded, fuel, driver in the car. If not, just do it the same way, but you definitely want it fully loaded with fuel, race ready. And with our car, the 4-bar car, I check my ride heights from the ground to the little notches. You can probably see it better on the back, but here you go, to that little notch. Whether you go from the top or the bottom of that split, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you measure it from the same spot. And I always write it down. Now, I'll even check it out at the racetrack, but the ground's not super level, but it gives me an idea how far I've went on ride heights, or how much I've changed through the night. I'll usually check it whenever I first get there, where we're pitted at, so I have a rough idea. Yeah, but that slick track, you want to raise your front end, you want to load your right rear, so you move that in. A lot of guys, the staple is to get your left rear as close as possible. When you talk to like big car guys, like 410 non-wing wing guys, if they move their right rear end from their starting position where the car's pretty good, you move that in ½ inch, you move that out ½ inch, and that keeps your wheelbase the same. Now, I haven't done that, I haven't tried it, but that was a theory, and I kind of like that, but I haven't tried it. But yeah, that's another thing. So, let's move on to the next. Top one. Really good feedback. Like, great feedback from Brad Strunk at Tri-State. I was talking about the top wing. Typically last year, we'd set this neutral on the slider, because we actually have a wing slider. It's an electronic wing slider. You can see the bear. But I had set it in the center so Steve would have adjustment forward and back. Well, on these cars with the burn off of fuel back there, we only have 5 gallons. It loses a lot of rear percentage that we already don't have a whole lot of. So we were discussing it, and like my pitch, like my wing angle, the pitch was like 16 to 14 degrees. The idea is to scoop air off of this underneath that wing, because you're not creating downforce up here. It's not up here. It's this negative pressure here. It's underneath the wing. You're trying to get as much airflow as fast as possible underneath here. Like, I'm even rethinking any obstruction up here, even his visor. There's some things I'm thinking about, but haven't put into work. But long story short, I was at 16. Most guys are starting between 20 to 28 degrees, which I went up. But the one thing he said that made a lot of sense, because you burn off fuel, the car gets looser. It never gets tighter. I don't care how you got the car set up. If you got adjustability in the wing, Steve, you use it. And where do you usually go? Back over the rear wheels, right? Because the car never got tighter in a run. If it did, you had a flat tire or something else was wrong.
We don't have a whole rear end or anything, so our rear percentage is already on.
Right. It's light. So he said, put as much wing angle in it and run the wing as far forward as you can stand it to begin the night. So that's where you want to start, and then start working on the rest of the car from there. So during the feature, you start walking that wing backwards as you burn fuel to tighten the car up. And we tried that at Tri-State. And did you have to move the wing any as the run went along?
A little bit around 5 laps in.
Okay. Fair enough. So the car was pretty good, and you were able to neutralize it by moving the wing a little bit. But you're always moving the wing back. There's not a whole lot, like, you're rarely moving it forward. Oh yeah. The only time I could see that is if it's like a hot summer day and it was really rubbered down, then you'd start with the wing probably neutral. So neutral or further back, so you can move it forward, because you're at that point the car's tight, it's super tight on the rear, so you need it to rotate to bring the wing forward. But thanks Brad Strunk. That was a great tip. It really helped us, and he was the one that pointed out getting the air to flow under the wing, because we always have this really like low pressure area right here. Like, it would take a tear off and throw it out, and it would come back and get sucked right there and just do this. So there's turbulence there that's pushing air up, but there's also a huge low pressure system right here on the front of the car too. So thanks Brad, good tip. I hope this helps you guys out. That'll help your car be a lot more stable during the run, through the run, and give you the adjustability I think.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
Just out here hanging out with the boys.
Yeah.
Got Blake Butter.
Dirt track, strip racks, baby.
Hell yeah.
30-30.
Poor guy. He wanted to be at Eldora. Now he has to deal with all of us that are right now.
Fuck now. So with him.
Yeah, Charlie's down there somewhere. Yeah. Say hi, Charlie.
Yeah.
Perfect way to end the night.
Yeah, perfect.
Hey, if we get rained out, we find liquid beverages.
We find ways to make it happen.
That's right. Peace out, guys. Have a good weekend.
Peace out.
Can't do one without the other. Got Charlie Tyree here, boy. That's me. Dirt tracks and rib racks. We don't have any cans, so we can't cut this. I'll take that. We got it anyway. Again, could be in Eldora, but he's here with me.
Yep, that's right.
Cheers. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys haven't checked out their show, their podcast, you gotta check it out. Best thing on the planet, live, unadulterated, so you hear things like midget and stuff that are not race cars. But
We're kind of funny. We like midgets. I do.
But thanks for stopping by. Check out Charlie. Check out Butter, Kyle. Best time of your life. If you haven't watched it, listen to it, whatever. Great time.
Check out the YouTube channel too.
Hey, Sleep, Eat, Race, Repeat. I should put beer in there. Peace, guys.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.